What's up, folks? Back with another reaction, back with another Smith's reaction, and I think we might be about to hear a medley. So this again comes from the non-album tracks compilation or series of folders sent by Daisylusion. Big shout out to you. And this is another one from the Meat is Murder subfolder, meaning non-album tracks from the era of that record. But I noticed that it's called Rubber Ring and then Dash Asleep, and someone mentioned when I said that at the end of the last reaction that wait, those are two different songs, and I noticed when I queued it up just now, the metadata just says Rubber Ring. So I wonder whether this is a recording of Rubber Ring where they perhaps did a medley with another song, which apparently is called Asleep, or whether it's like literally one track that stops and another track starts, but it's all made into one file. So either way, Rubber Ring, it's an interesting phrase because rubber isn't typically a substance that you make a ring out of. It's usually metal, or I suppose if it's a less durable or more joke or like prize ring, it might be made out of hard plastic. But rubber seems less likely, whereas maybe for a wristband or a bracelet, you can maybe see rubber being a more common material. So there's a suggestion maybe of a lack of substance in a representative item, which is to say rings, they can be done simply for style, but when it comes to a wedding ring or an engagement ring, it represents a relationship. It's an indication that the person in question has a significant other, and there's different cultural meanings and ramifications to that. But again, to take a ring and to make it out of rubber would suggest something that is less durable, less valuable, and perhaps less meaningful on an emotional level or cultural level, not just in terms of the actual material. And then asleep, the condition of not being awake, which of course can be more literal or figurative. When you're asleep, you might be dreaming, perchance to dream, so there could be some distortion or lack of clarity as to whether what is being seen and felt is real or part of someone's mental activity during sleep. So I do wonder for both of them, but maybe in particular about Rubber Ring, what this might mean. Let's see, I think this might be a medley or two different tracks from the Smiths, Rubber Ring followed by Asleep, and this file is included in a collection of non-album tracks from the era of Meat is Murder.
Passionate song to a lonely soul that's so easily outgrown. But don't forget the songs that made you smile and the songs that made you cry. When you lay in awe on the bedroom floor and said, "Oh, some other may mother."
to believe. You are sleeping. You do not want to believe. You are sleeping. You do not want to believe. You are sleeping.
Sing me to sleep, sing me to sleep. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. Sing me to sleep, sing me to sleep. And then leave me alone. Don't try to wake me in the morning, 'cause I will be gone. Don't feel bad for me, I want you to know. Deep in the cell of my heart, I will feel so glad to go. Sing me to sleep, sing me to sleep. I don't want to wake up on my own anymore. Sing to me, sing to me. I don't want to wake up on my own anymore. Don't feel bad for me, I want you to know. Deep in the cell of my heart, I really want to go. There is another world, there is a better world. Well, I must be. Well, I must be. Well, I must be. Well, I must be.
Wind chimes. Like a music box. Like a snow globe even. Wow, so yes, it feels like it was two tracks, not a medley, but there wasn't a full pause between them. It was sort of one bled into the other, so I wonder if that's how they appeared on some non-album single record, though in that case they'd have to be on the same side of the record. Either way, yeah, I'll try to think of what I can from the lyrics. I guess I'll start with Asleep because that's more fresh. So yeah, I'm intrigued because it sounds a sad tune. It sounds like he's saying there must be another world and one better than this one, but it sounds more like a desperate hope that he doesn't even really fully believe, and it sounds like he's trying to see past the melancholy, the sadness, the pessimism, the cynicism that so often characterizes his lyrics, So there's a bit of a hopeful feel, and yet again, it feels like he doesn't actually think it's going to be there. He's just, sort of putting that on a wish, on a prayer almost. And I am intrigued by the seeming two-sided nature of the idea, like sing me to sleep, but don't expect me to be here in the morning. Because my heart wants to leave. I'm not going to be here. But then also the line that like I'm tired of waking up alone. So even that line, of course, could be like you're with somebody, but every time you wake up, you feel the isolation, you feel the separation, you feel the loneliness, even if they are physically in proximity. But of course, on a more literal or surface level interpretation, it's a bit odd, because if you want to leave and you're telling them you're not going to be here, you're the one who's striking out alone, and you're the one who's going to make it so that you're waking up alone as opposed to waking up with them. So there sounds like there's a moral, or rather emotional, confliction to the tune. It does sound like maybe this other world could be one in dreams, but even then it sounds like he's not having these fully warm or positive dreams as distinct from the harsher or more lonely reality. I do like the piano. It has a different feel than most Smiths tunes that I've heard, certainly by this point in their discography, in that it's, piano led, it's down tempo, it doesn't have that jangly guitar or that indie rock feel to it. So it's definitely sonically a bit anomalous, but I do like Morrissey's vocal delivery, which I suppose was a bit closer to his usual manner of singing. But in Rubber Ring, it felt quite different. It felt like he was hitting some of the lines with like rapid fire syllables, and he was sort of speeding through some of the delivery. It wasn't that long and emotionally, or rather, well, that too, but melodically flowing and bending type of delivery that he does on a lot of his tunes, where he does those melismas like at the end of these long extensions. It was definitely a different style of vocal delivery, so I enjoyed that just by its unique quality. And yeah, I'm interested in that one because he talks about, the person who's listening to him being older now and clever like a swine, and there was that sample later like, oh, everybody's clever now. So it sounds like he's saying that there's a disconnect between what they're feeling now and what actually was in the past. Like, remember when you were lying on the floor looking up at the ceiling of your room, and there were songs that made you laugh, songs that made you cry, songs that saved your life, and they were maybe the only reliable ones in your life. So it sounds in one sense like it is sort of meta, like it's about music and the way that can be a crucial, integral part of your life, and perhaps a more reliable emotional sanctuary than actual people and their emotions and their associations or interactions are. But he seems to be critiquing the person that he's talking to as if they've forgotten that, or as if they think they're above that now. They think they're so clever, they're a clever swine. So yeah, it sounds in one sense like that critical, caustic, and typical angle that Morrissey takes on other people or situations. But there does seem to be like this nostalgic whimsy about music and songs and what they can mean. So again, it like maybe a bit anomalous thematically, at least as it hit me on a first listen. But yeah, I enjoyed the sonics a lot of Rubber Ring, and it got very echoey toward the end especially, and even in the chorus it was like he was almost like mumble singing. It was like, is he saying Rubber Ring, or is it like, I wasn't quite sure what he was saying and what I think was the chorus. So a couple anomalous tunes, but both of them compelling in different ways. So yeah, that was a cool excursion. Let me know what you think of these two, and once again, shout out to Daisylusion. We'll be on to the next subfolder for the next one, and I will see you then. Peace.